2013-2017, together with Dr. Jim McPhee, who's a distinguished lecturer at Strathmore University. To both of you, thank you for making time for us. And Senator Carroll, let me start with you. And that comment there by the government spokesperson, and for the record, I want to let our viewers know we did reach out to him to get clarification on that statement, but he said he's out of town, he can't join us for this program. But Honorable Carroll, let me ask you, is there any logic that you heard in any of those statements that would make sense for you when it comes to Kenyans and their concerns about high taxes that have contributed to this increase in the fuel prices? What's your response?
No, Mauro, I think those comments are not only misplaced, but very unfortunate, coming from a government officer who should know better. We are not in Europe. People in Europe know why they pay their taxes. They know how their taxes are used. In this country, I can tell you, forget about the ordinary Kenyans, even us, do not know what we are paying our taxes for. Forget about how it is being used. You remember the Auditor General trying to even explain or get an audit on significant, things like loans from Eurobond running into billions. So I think it's therefore it's really to abuse Kenyans, to tell them that, you guys are not taxed. And in Europe, those countries where people are taxed, people get benefit for their taxes. They get huge benefits. Forget about development, forget about services. Those countries, people are, the governments, you cannot tell us governments who are sending, satellites to outer space to do research and compare with a country where people are starving today in many counties for lack of food, for lack of water, and, for your medical workers, for lack of medicine. And somebody tells you we are not taxed. We are among the highest taxed in this continent. It's about how the money is being used. And so really it's really to insult the intelligence of Kenyans, to tell them that, we are not paying taxes adequately. Okay, let me also allow Dr. McPhee to weigh in. And Dr. McPhee, I want us to talk about paying at the pump. I'm sure you listened to that story by Francis Gashuri. How would you explain in simple terms this price hike in our fuel? What do you read into it?
Well, the first thing I think we have to keep in mind is the fact that the price of oil on the 14th of May last year was zero. So the price today, I've just looked at the oil price before we came on air, it's now trading at $67.33 a barrel. So the price of oil has gone up very, very much at the end of last year, early this year. And when I was talking to members of the Institute of Certified Public Accountants of Kenya, I actually was telling them, look, be ready for higher oil prices. But I quite agree. One of the problems here is that this additional tax was put on the oil last year when the price was low. We didn't feel it because the price was so low. We feel it now because the oil price is going back to $70 a barrel. It may even go higher than that. So this is where, if I buy a litre of petrol in Dar es Salaam, I pay 93 shillings. I have to pay a third more if I buy it in Nairobi. I even can get it more cheaply in Kigali at 120 shillings a litre than the 122.81 in Nairobi. So let's compare ourselves with Europe, as you were saying, Honourable previous Senator. Let's in fact compare ourselves with Tanzania, with Uganda, with Rwanda. We are uncompetitive in Kenya, and yet we're rejoicing about the African free trade. We are going to be smothered. In January this year, Kenya imported 523,000 bags of maize from Uganda. Why? Because it costs 900 shillings to produce a bag of maize in Uganda. Our farmers are getting, at the moment, less than 3,000 shillings from the NCPB. But that price is very much higher than you can get in Uganda. So the Africa free trade, I'm against it for Kenya.
Okay. And we're going to find out why you're against it, and I think we've just scratched the surface. I think you can hear what our discussion will be like. Some very interesting points raised there.